Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, November 8th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will have a time for change call at 9 p.m. this Wednesday, Eastern. The stories that our minds invent are covering up the truth of our being. You imagine that you are trapped in a world of suffering, and so that is your reality. You imagine you are trapped in a world of suffering, and that is your reality. Good news is that you are already free, an infinite divine being. And it is time to pierce the illusions of our minds and see the truth of who we are. A lot of us will, we talk about a lot about manifesting and creating, and that's what we all do on a continual basis. I think a lot of people believe that, manifesting is all about money. That's just one part of it. There's so many other avenues that we're constantly creating. And in this journey that we're on, which is endless, we go into physical form, we experience physical form, we leave physical form, we go into another physical form, and we continue to do so endlessly. But do we really discover who and what we are? Some of us have had tens of thousands of lifetimes, but we haven't discovered who we really are. The blinded mind is resistant to seeing how this universe is constantly working for us and not against us. This is another huge law to realize and abide to. People say, well, why would there be laws in the universe? What's free, why would there be laws? Balance. There has to be a balance in all things. There's never a situation where it is so lopsided that there is no balance. And these laws are directed by the collective consciousness to keep things balanced. Life is inherently benevolent and has this natural tendency to send an abundance of good things to each of us. The mind will not always see it, and some minds cannot see it at all. Yet this life is always working to help us grow, evolve, mature along our spiritual paths. Perhaps some of us may have forgotten this is why we are here, and got caught playing in the world of trying to manifest things and overcome doubt. When this concept becomes a self-realized way of being in our lives, miraculous things will begin showing up from nowhere. You ever had things show up from nowhere? You're not watching, you're not expecting, and then just boom, there they are. If you feel you are ready to totally break free from all limiting mindsets and transcending all stuck, old-fashioned beliefs around manifesting, the following, and what I'm going to share with you, will be useful to adopt into your daily life. Simply digesting and implementing these basic principles will shift your consciousness and make a huge difference in your ability to create the life you yearn to have. We've all been taught for generations that you can't create your life. Your life has been designed for you. You can't create your destiny because your destiny's already been set for you. And that is all crap. It doesn't work that way. You each of us are such powerful beings, the gods in these bodies. We create those pathways. We create them. We create these lives. We create this world. So when you say, stop manifesting, right? Why? Well, then how can we stop manifesting if we create? Realize that you already are a super powerful manifesting machine. So you don't have to try so hard to manifest what you want. Good relationship, healthy body. You just relax, enjoy the ride, allow your desires to unfold on their own accord. Like anything in this world. If we are gripping on too tight, hanging tightly, and trying too hard, we are living without trust and obscure the goal, making life much more challenging than it truly is. In other words, we complicate things, get things all skewed. Trying comes from hoping. Trying comes from hoping, which eventually leads to hopelessness and desperation, struggle, and fruitless results. Trying comes from hoping, which eventually leads to hopelessness and desperation, struggle, and fruitless results. The trying energy contains the ingredients of fear, insecurity, and the feeling of lack in this divine connection within each and every one of us. The manifesting magician in each of us is powerful because he or she is relaxed, trusting, knows the core is already perfectly aligned with this divine creative connection. There is no doubt, hesitation, or anxiety inside. There is only the deep knowing and belief in the law of attraction. Positive outcomes on the other or outer result from positive feelings on the inner. Positive outcomes on the outer result from positive feelings on the inner. Excuse me. When we follow this magical formula, our lives can only develop greater wisdom, love, abundance, and freedom. We all have power. We have great power, each of us. This is not a joke. It's not made up. It is definitive. And power is a choice. To use our power is our choice. To not use it is our choice. Don't be afraid to use your manifesting power, because it is needed on your path to find true freedom. Real freedom is available for those who deny their power and choose to remain in their own internal prison. The people who are living the life of their dreams are doing so because they chose to empower themselves by believing in their dreams. A very firm decision was made inside themselves that this one life is not going to last forever, and they must take advantage of this creative opportunity while it is here. Only from a conscious, empowered place can we open up to receiving the most rich, loving, abundant, healing experiences life has to offer. All of us are already intimately connected. Success in this life can only manifest through being connected to the one universal source. Success in this life can only manifest through being connected to the one universal source. All failure, poverty, sickness in this life comes from feeling and thinking you are separate from this one source. When the mind, ego, gets in the way, believing it is superior or inferior, it blocks the manifesting flow of energy. Manifesting comes naturally and effortlessly to those who are not creating a division in themselves, thinking any part of them is unloved, unwanted, abandoned, or unworthy of success on any level. The moment we separate ourselves, we negate our connection to Source and meet head-on with strife and struggle. Feeling connected to the one universal God Source is the foundational ingredient needed for becoming a master of manifesting. From the master's perspective, desires may manifest or they may not manifest, and it really doesn't matter. The master doesn't care so much about the desired physical outcome because the real goal, to feel connected with God right now, is always the same. Many of us do not enjoy this moment and be happy. Enjoy this moment and be happy. The essential goal of life is to be what? Happy. When we are aligned with this, life aligns with us. When we are not aligned, obviously, life doesn't align with us. And life aligns with us. Magical things manifest when we are deeply happy inside with who we are. And the way our life is. When we are not attached to thinking that manifesting our desires is then going to make us happy, then we are free. When we are not attached to thinking that manifesting our desires is then going to make us happy, then we are free. The manifesting master inside each and every one of us knows, of course, that we may become momentarily happy when a desire manifests. Yet this happiness is minuscule compared to the deeply loving sensation of being connected to the infinite source within. Be detached from the outcome. That's not easy for a lot of people. Understandably so. Ego mind usually in control. Be detached from the outcome. Whenever we are attached to certain outcomes to bring us happiness, we are coming from a fearful, needy place and ultimately feeling disconnected to our source. When we are simply relaxed with ourselves, at home, in our being, able to rest in our hearts, we naturally feel connected with our source. This spiritual connection is already the foundation of our being, and finding mastery within it is simply realizing what we already always are. This divine connection really boils down to a moment-to-moment choice in this life. We are always choosing in each moment if we are or aren't connected. We are always choosing if we're coming from trust or fear. Our entire reality is defined in this now moment. We can choose to be happy, feel deeply at peace, empowered, and grateful for our lives just as they are. We are the eternal choice maker of how we interpret the feelings arising in us and the thousands of thoughts passing through. Attachment is the most powerful way to stop our desires from manifesting. Attachment is the most powerful way to stop our desires from manifesting. Attachment is happening every single time our bodies feel tense, tight, stressed, confused, upset, or grumpy. Every time we are not experiencing great joy, we are attached to something. It will feel like you are swimming against the river, upstream fighting the current, trying to force something to happen by pure will alone. What's the payoff you're getting for remaining attached to these desires, dreams, or beliefs? Find out what it takes to let go and trust in the divine process of this life. Whenever we feel anything that is not connected to ease and joy, just ask yourself this simple question: what am I attached to? What am I attached to? Your freedom and enlightenment is as simple as that. You get that? Asking ourselves, what am I attached to? It's a simple question. And our freedom and enlightenment is as simple as that. When we know, each of us, that we are beyond all desire, to truly master the world of manifesting starts with a test of how well can we have a burning desire for something, yet not get lost in the fire of that desire. Does that make sense? To fully master the world of manifesting starts with a test of how well can we have a burning desire for something, yet not get lost in the fire of that desire. It's like walking that fine edge between living in this world, yet not of this world. Living in this world, yet not of this world. It is a fine line. The secret to walking this edge is relaxing into this pure, untainted awareness. This is looking through your eyes and listening through your ears. This is your only hope for freedom, as it can become very easy to get consumed in the excitement, thrill, fear, wild energy that surrounds our desires. We all want to feel truly alive, and then desire hits us. And when it hits us, everything lights up. You ever notice that? We all want to truly feel alive. And when desire hits us, everything lights up. Yet, it is the real master who can feel the fire, honor the passionate heat, and not get cooked by the intensity of the juicy outcome, or what you expect will manifest. The master chooses instead to be constantly warmed and nourished by the warm, pulsating heart of the great source within. Feel ecstatic that there is no end to this life. That when you have reached on one peak, suddenly another peak starts giving you challenges. A higher one, a more arduous climb, a more dangerous reach. And when you will have reached the other peak, another peak, peaks upon peaks. It is an eternal Himalayas of life. Okay. I think the most interesting dimension to shifting our consciousness is within the melting and merging of polar opposite experience. When we feel our deepest connection to the source, we are also allowing our worst limiting feelings and beliefs to arise. It's always in our darkest hour when the brightest light shines in. The change in perception hits us when we are no longer fixated on a polarizing perspective, meaning the instant we detach from gripping onto a harsh experience, we create space for gentle healing feelings to flow in. Excuse me. It is in this meeting of opposites, the melting of polarity, that we transcend all absolutes and discover what real freedom is about. So my invitation for all of us here is to recognize the enlightened manifesting master inside you and step into playing this role in your life. Find out what is stopping you from taking your next step into becoming truly free. What will it take to follow these principles above and begin to live the laws of manifesting? What we've just listened to. What will it take to follow these principles to live the laws of manifesting? Play with your beliefs. Notice which ones you are attached to and hold on throughout your day. Get to know yourself. Understand what is causing all the suffering in your life. If perhaps you don't know what it is, just seek out what you are attached to. What limiting thoughts, beliefs, and feelings do you have around these attachments? When you find what's causing the most pain in your life, you can liberate yourself from it. You will see that behind every experience of suffering, some form of attachment is found. Every single time. Beware of attachments. Yet more importantly, be aware of where they came from. When you investigate, you may find there are many, many, many tiny little desires and attachments to those desires, which are running your entire life. The good news is that the more you are aware of these attachments, the easier it is to step back from them and not buy into their story. Freedom from attachment is what gives us all tons of extra energy and focus to consciously manifest our desires. Once you're truly detached from all fiery, desired outcomes, you will never become upset, irritable, and unhappy with this world. Now, it's very important to remember that being detached does not mean being disconnected or not caring about your future. This is a very fine line to walk, and learning to dance along it is what makes each of us a master. After the day is done, it all comes down to how deep do you feel connected to this one universal source that is creating who you truly are, living 24 hours a day from that all-loving space. You won't need to be attached to any outcome to find happiness. You will be the source of happiness itself. Then, manifesting your dreams or desires for money, love, material things, relationships, etc., all occur effortlessly on their own accord, because you are at one with the source itself. You are born with a tremendous possibility of intelligence. You are born with a light within you. Listen to the still, small voice within, and what will guide you? It will guide you. Nobody else can guide you. You are utterly irreplaceable. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, it should be automatic, relax the body. When our bodies are tense, and a lot of the times we don't know it. We don't know we're tense. We don't know we're stressed. We're so used to it, we just carry it along. It's like a big weight that the body has become accustomed to. But relaxing the body is crucial. Focusing on the breath, the power of the breath, listening to our breath in through the nose and out through the mouth is absolutely paramount. The breath relaxes the body. The breath relaxes and calms the body. The breath empowers the body. The breath focuses us. The breath enlightens us. The breath can fill us with joy. So it's substantial understanding to be the master of your life, not the slave to your life, is to focus on the breath. And when you focus on your breath, the body does something very interesting. It begins to let go. It lets go of all of these pieces, things that it has attracted, that the ego mind has attracted. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, hurriedness, greed, envy, revenge, all these things. The body just starts to drop them off. You can feel this kind of a shift for yourself. The body becomes light. Have you ever felt, light? Or you just feel light. You don't feel that heavy drag or, the huge noise, the chatter. You just kind of float along. You don't know why. So you just kind of embrace it. Some people feel guilty. They shouldn't feel that way. They should be more serious. But all in all, it is because you're letting go. The body's letting go of these things. We don't need them. Do we need them? We always fill them back up, don't we? We get rid of a bunch, and here comes a bunch more. And so when we understand that, we master it. And as we master it, we are flooded with the joy within. So relaxing our bodies is absolutely paramount. You can be relaxed walking around. You can be relaxed just about any time. So once that body is relaxed, we all know this, we are not the body. We're not the name, the personality, the character. We are not the ego, the mind. We are not the subconscious mind. We are the God within. We are pure consciousness, pure divine spiritual energy, and we are eternal. We don't die. We don't drain, dissipate, or fade away. We are forever. All of us are. And when we begin to realize that, then we look at the body a whole different way. We understand that we are really, truly, we are in charge, command, through the heart-mind. We are not slaves of the ego mind. We are masters of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. We know that the soul that we are powers these bodies. And you could say the higher self, the spirit, the soul, the Holy Ghost, the Holy Trinity, however you believe. But in the whole scope of creation, we are one. We are the God. We are a supreme source of creation. We always have been, we always will be, ever beyond and forever. This is our discovery. It is our choosing to discover while we're in physical form. This is the true journey, to enjoy this life. To know that, though, not to just bounce around aimlessly, enjoy here and there and suffer here and there, but to create the path where you experience bliss and joy throughout your life. And it isn't connected to things. We know that. It's not connected to things. It's not connected to the material physical world. We created that to entertain ourselves. Somewhere along the line, we got caught up in the fire of desire. So we kind of lost ourselves. Now, we are rediscovering ourselves after thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes. Now, we know when we look in these bodies, there are discoveries that some of us will make. We'll see that there are 7 lights running through the center of the body, from the coccyx or the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. And these lights are different than the lights you would, see here on this planet. They are spiritual, etherical lights, so you can pass through them. They're not like a block of wood that you can pick up. And since we are etherical, spiritual, omnipotently powerful beings, we flow through these. They're known as chakras. Chakra means wheel. These are wheels of light, all different colors. And so the gods that we are flow through them all the time. And that means that we are intimately in deep understanding of everything about these bodies, from right down to the quantum quark. And we flow through them. And that's not just the biological, the organs, but the emotions that we experience. See, we're already outfitted when we enter these bodies. It's like putting on a perfectly designed suit just for the God that you are. The day will come. It has for some in certain capacities. The day will come where you will understand that you're the God in the body, and you can heal that body at any blink of the eye that you choose. We are the power of healing. We are the power of everything. Now we know that the soul, the God source, the kingdom of God that we are, comes into these bodies, powers them up. We are the heaven. You don't go someplace for heaven. You are heaven. And the body is earth. We are heaven on earth. As we continually discover this and choose to discover it, every step we take, we create paradise. Not only that, we're shining our light everywhere, 360 degrees. Imagine you're walking someplace, right? Or you're just at home. And you decide that, I am the light of God, the true light of God, the kingdom of God, pure consciousness. I am the white fire. I am the light. It is pure, deep, eternal love. I'm going to blast everybody on this planet right now, head to toe, inside out. I'm going to saturate them all. Because I love them all, because they're part of me. Good, bad, and indifferent. See what happens when you do that. And you do it through your heart mind. You aren't doing it to get anywhere or to be successful at anything. You're doing it because that's what you are anyway. Pure, deep, eternal love. And when you become aware, consciously, that that's what we are. We are of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, and the purest of the purest, eternal love. And we have, at any moment, we are in command of the highest power, of the highest vibrational frequency that ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we can choose to blast it everywhere. Now, some of us are we have parts of us, the gods that we are, not the bodies, but the gods that we are, that are asleep. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean they're not, that those parts aren't part of the gods that we are. It just means that they're dormant, is the best way to put it. We carry them with us as they're part of us. They don't participate in anything because of the fact they're dormant. And the other parts are consciously aware. They're awake to a certain extent. And the conscious awareness that literally, that does wake us eventually, it's just so powerful, is that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We know this. This is why we're awake. So we connect across the expanse of the cosmos, of sacred space, in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. All of the parts of us that are awake, knowing this, and in a way coming together. How can you not come together when you already are together? It is just consciously being aware that we are all one. So we connect. This means all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Pa, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath her. All the light energy beings that on and above and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, they come in all kinds of shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations. Because of the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So we don't see them. But there is a group that we do see, that we do interact with at times. That's the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, trees, trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now, the off-worlders, galactic, celestials, we're only familiar with a little tiny group of them. Over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. And the one group that we kind of interact with and talk about are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Zeta Reticuli, the Feline, the Anunnaki, the Nords, Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. And this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution. in our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. The archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we do not see them like we see crowds of us and everything. But we do interact with them. At times we don't know, really. Other times it just comes to us that that was an angel. And it can be at any time. You could marry an angel and not even be aware of it. One that came in an earthly form decided to experience and to assist. You can argue with an angel. Because whenever we argue with each other, we're arguing with a part of ourselves. They have a message. They've been delivering it for millions of years in many different ways. Isn't it magna glorious, absolutely spectacular, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? Taste, touch, feel, eat, smile, laugh, cry, frown, breathe, see. We don't have that when we leave the body as the gods we are. We don't taste, breathe. We don't do any of that. That's why these bodies are very seductive and enticing for us. It's very easy to get caught up in the fire of desire on this planet. This is what we're here to do, is master the fire of desire so that we don't get caught up in it. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, tens of thousands, tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you'd like them to, just ask. They will. You'll be in bliss. The ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form and already have mastered physical form. And they've ascended out of physical form and hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And all of us, in a way, arm in arm, hand in hand, all together, we're never really apart. It'd be a billion light years away from parts of us, but still be one. Remember, the illusion is always the separation. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we are all love. And our God force, love, light, energy, is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we continue to intensify, and we continue to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God source, the kingdom of God. You, all of us. It is of the highest, high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest eternal love. It is flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value universe, head to toe, inside now, non-stop, 24/7. Feel that. Feel it any time. Go into the heart mind. Focus on your breath. and be. We begin to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's flashing everywhere. It is way beyond a laser light show or even a sky full of fireworks. It is like a ballroom mirrored globe, but it is a trillion times larger and a trillion times more intense. And the colors that we experience, we've never seen at all or experienced. Flashing everywhere. So the curious that we are, we go to the reflection point and we notice these little microscopic mirrors, perfectly etched. We enter them and we discover that all of us, no matter how life is held, are teaching and learning and teaching each other, with each other, parts of ourselves. This is how we wake up. This is how some parts of ourselves that are dormant wake up, become active. It doesn't matter what enters your path, whether humanoid or other. Bug, moth, horse, cow, dog, cat, bird. Doesn't matter. When we focus on the understanding that that is a piece of us. It is fascinating, and it is blissful to have this along this endless journey. How can we ever be bored with this life? Only through the ego mind would we be bored. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light that we created to remind ourselves that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with white fire armor. Not unlike the armor on this planet, way beyond. And this emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every one of us. The Creator, the Source, the Heaven. And it is of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. It cannot be penetrated, cannot be affected, manipulated, deceived. No lower dark matter, survival matter, frequency, demon possession, or attachment can occur. Ever, ever, ever. But only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, envy, revenge, hurriedness, worry, all of it, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow Lord Dark Matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then we have possibilities of it. Many things. Possession, attachment, money disruptions, lower frequency. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column to remind us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The other part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor. Restoring our vibrational harmony, the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us gods within these bodies that we are the sun, the sunlight, the sunrise and the sunset, rain and the rainbows, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the clouds, the sky, the mountains. We are everything. Everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset or sunrise, starlit night sky, rainbow, it is you. You're the majesty. You're the beautifulness. You're the glory. It's you. So whenever you see this, you usually say, isn't that beautiful? It's a habit. It's okay. But you begin to realize is that is me. That is the God that I am within this body. Whole different perspective and understanding. But yet, it is the truth. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above them. If we're carrying physical form, why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created it. It's larger than this solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. The center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. Surrounding the golden white ball of light are all of these rings of multicolored light. And they're all together sending this massive cloud. It's like an electrified mist with colors that are indescribable. And they absorb, they come into us. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. The golden white ball of light, we discover, is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then we receive gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, well-being, humbleness, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance, unending. And then we discover that it is a reflection of the gods that we all are. All of them. A reflection of us. Each of us. At the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it is doing right now. Bathing all of us in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Non-stop. Would you like to feel it? Become quiet, focus on the breath, and be. Now we are drops of this golden ocean, and we hold the essence of this golden ocean as well. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere moving towards 4 years ago with over 1,600 meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware to a certain extent, spanning all existence and beyond, focused on this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now for its complete liberation, cleansing into the higher and the higher and the higher frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. That is magnificent. One God, one source, one creation that we all are. Feel it. This moment is the only thing that is real. Everything happening between our ears is a grand illusion created by our mind. This moment contains the only true existence. It is the only place you can find the divine. The past and future are amazing, yet are delusions that take us away from the divine and are not actually real. They are continuously being fabricated and replicated by our minds. For 10 times randomly today, stop the mind by surrendering to the present moment. An amazing spiritual experience will begin to unfold within you the longer you can remain completely present to the now. And don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourselves. See for yourselves. I'll join you in the meditation. Return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out. Mouth. Move easily and slowly. Finding inner peace. Being alone is the gateway to freedom. It is the foundation of every spiritual awakening. So I invite you. Take a few days to be completely alone and relax. Find a very quiet, peaceful place when you can simply be yourself and discover a deeper state of peace inside. Eat healthy foods. Take a nap. Meditate. Go for a long walk every day. Learn the sacred art of relaxation. Rest in your innermost being and enjoy the experience. We'll be back here November 9th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning.